GM gave my human noble fighter a sweet magic ring that buffs me up good. I will assume that's sweet, not sweat. Apparently it's one ring of a set. 8 others went to some other humans out there. It's quite a rare relic also. There are some 7 others to some dwarves and some 3 others to some elves or whatever. And that's it. Seems like I've hit the jackpot, my dudes. Everything's going my way. So, who's wanna tell him? Hey, what's up everybody, I'm SkyDieRay and welcome to another DnDGreentext video. If I sound tired as that's because I'm recording late at night, because I didn't have time to record during the day for the last few days. Anyway, I hope my neighbors don't mind me talking right now too much. But yeah, without any further ado, enjoy. Have you ever fallen in love with a character? Imagine being an NPC from a post-apocalyptic campaign I ran. She got brutally crippled for life by an edgelord PC. Never get attached to your NPCs. I still imagine taking care of her and helping feed her and move her in her bed when she wants to be moved. And she tells me about her life and I ended up developing her backstory pretty extensively by thinking about her before falling asleep each night. TG. Trauma waifu galore. That's what the T and G come from. Yeah, makes sense. Pimmy. Wanna be DM. Bored at work. Campaign idea. Hell invades Earth, led by a demon general, Baal. Make final area a castle in Hell called Baal's Keep. Too hard. Make campaign about cults instead. Find players, start running sessions. Reuse the name Baal for the fire cult's god. Over a year later, players fight the cult. Label cult base as Baal's Keep. Players find a door with blood writing on it. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. The second E in here is scratched away. For no man can withstand the terrors of Baal's Deep. Get slapped by all my players. Worth it. Okay, it was definitely worth it. I spent a lot of time thinking how many people and animals are suffering all over the world. You can say bleeding heart all you want, but it's true. Anyway, a lot of years of nihilism made me realize that the very existence of the universe, Drake's Law, etc. is going to cause horrific, unbelievable amounts of suffering. Couple that with myself being miserable despite growing up in the top 1% of incomes worldwide and alienating myself from human viewpoint in deep meditation to gain this feeling of how aging, reproduction, etc. is all part of some sick cycle and how pointless the remaining 40 years of my life will be without children. I ended up with this awful itch that reality shouldn't exist, which doesn't make sense. So I made a villain who wants to open a gate to the far realm because he saw so much suffering as a child and wants to quickly and painlessly end all life. Or even painfully if it prevents new life being created that can suffer. And for most medieval people, life is mostly suffering, which is also relative, so it is justified. I just don't want to sound too sincere if this villain ends up explaining himself. I'll use this for a villain in a campaign if the stakes ever get high enough for the player characters to stop someone who could reasonably set about doing this. Let it also be said that I understand, but ain't on, please find purpose. What are the main cultural differences between the Sun people, the Moon people, the Rain people, and the Mountain people? Simple. The Moon people are a nocturnal society that worships the Moon. They basically get along with the Mountain and Rain people, but they hold animosity towards the Sun people. Pretty straightforward. The Sun people are a proud yet arrogant race of people that are technologically superior to the other groups of people. They tend to get along with the Rain people and usually don't bother the Mountain people. Unfortunately, they have been in a long time feud with the Moon people. The Rain people are a society of pacifists. They try not to step on anyone's toes, and they've been trying to bring peace between the Sun and the Moon people. They, however, have an uneasy alliance with the Mountain people. The Mountain people are a large group of people who are poorly educated, but they find ways of communicating through singing in their guttural language. They are usually annoyed at the fact that the Moon people, or Munachs in their language, tend to antagonize the Sun people, or Jonas in their language. They even have animosity towards the peace-loving Rain people, or Springas in their language. So, in conclusion, the Moon people wage war with the Sun people, but don't mind the Mountain people or Rain people. The Sun people hate the Moon people but tolerate the Rain and Mountain people. The Rain people are trying to bring peace to the Sun and Moon people, but they don't trust the Mountain people. The Mountain people love to sing about the Munachs and the Johans and the Springas. What the fuck was that? I'm so confused. I am extremely confused of what the fuck I just read. I also said people way too many times. That story has the word people too many times in it. The Good King posts a sign. Heroes wanted. The Neutral Lord posts a sign. Mercenaries wanted. The evil emperor wants to post a similar sign, but doesn't quite know what you'd call a party of evil adventurers. Help him out, TJ. Pick unrelated. Potential titles for an evil group: Band of Marauders, Henchmen, Villains, Syndicate, Political Party, Cultists, if all religiously inclined, Mass of Murderers, Boy Band, Soulless Husks? Tumblr, that's the one. How fun or hard is it to be a bard? Be bard. Have lots of sex. Get drunk every night. Have lots of sex. Harness the power of music to help my friends and harm my enemies. Did I mention having lots of sex? Do you have to have sex as a bard? You need to be a sexual deviant at the bare minimum, like a BDSM practitioner or an exhibitionist, like hand-holding in public. Why did you censor hand-holding? It's not that bad. I actually have a fetish for hand-holding and affection in general, and I'm sure everyone thinks I'm just memeing or something. Not sure how I feel about that. Dude, that's not a fetish. That's a relationship. Paladin is the only party member that can heal, and we don't have Revivify. In a fight against an Otyugh and the gelatinous cube, the Otyugh has grappled the warlock and is gnashing him with his teeth. The gelatinous cube is absorbing an innocent child that got caught by it, which prompted the fight. The child has already made death saves and is likely going to die before the paladin's next turn. The warlock just hit 0 health and is being devoured by the Otyugh. The paladin is right between both of them. All of his healing is a full action to cast in touch range. Has to decide between the warlock and the child. He goes for the child. Right as he heals the child, and his turn ends, behind him he can hear the warlock's dying screams of agony as the Otyugh mashes his body apart with its teeth. The warlock was little more than a boy himself, so it hit that much worse. Not to mention that the paladin already had PTSD about being unable to save people during the Great War. Why is that story sad? I thought it's not supposed to have a sad ending. Myra flakes, and when they flake 3 times in a row and you ask if they just don't want to play, they act offended. Of course I want to play, I'm super excited about it. That's why I cancelled the morning of game night because I felt sick, then went tubing the next day. I have a guy who once completely ghosted on us during Storm King's Thunder for a whole session. Didn't show up to the final boss fight, then acted surprised the campaign was over next week. Be me. Paranoid Elven Artificer. Caring for half-elf brother who is sorcerer. Also real-life brother. Get him out of deep shit. Roped us into a tavern rave the previous session. Net us a lot of gold. Decide to replicate success in a new bar. Session start. Find a bar in a poor district. Send bard to advertise free drinks. Walk inside. Looks like my great-grandmother's attic. Old woman popping open bottles of spirits. Place is literally devoid of any life. Sorcerer tries to convince senile woman. Cast suggestion. Discussing plan when she asks us for spirits. What the f*** that JPEG? She has dementia. This forgot we used suggestion on her. Party loses their shit laughing. Sorcerer realizes he wasted a spell slot. Old woman turns around to grab a bottle. Sorcerer clubs her in the back of the head like a seal. She falls down and dies instantly. God damn it, that HTML. Entire party is too stunned to say anything. As long as we hide the body, it's all good. Bard enters the tavern. I got a ton of people to come. Party looks at Bard with mortified expression. Homeless men start to enter the shack of a tavern. One notices a dead body and starts to freak out. Climbs over bar and starts crying. This entire situation is scuffed. Lightbulb, that gif. Turn to sorcerer, brother. I can't believe this drunken vagrants just murdered this poor lady. Brother and I run to nearest guard. Old captain and 4 rookies looking to make a name. Roll deception. Natural 20. Take to the scene of the crime. Vagrant still mourning a toppled hag. You better get out of here. Things might get messy. Rodney King, that X. Hear the sound of skulls cracking from outside. Group of onlookers stirred police brutality. My face when I helped rid the kingdom of scum. My face when I'm just doing my civic duty. I fell in love with a Cian red dragon because of how the DM played her. The rest of the party wanted to kill her anyway, and it didn't look like the DM cared much either way, so I had to bitterly help put her down. Guess I'm just gonna kill myself. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you did and subscribe for more. Also, thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. You can see the names on screen of all the current Patreon supporters, I really appreciate it. There's links below if you want to support me on Patreon or for anything else. And yeah, thanks again for watching, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, bye!